Hey, my nosy flockers, welcome back. I'm happy you came back for some more tea. You know how some people think keeping a wild animal as a pet is a cool idea? These are real-life incidents where exotic pets turned into headlines. From terrifying attacks to heart-wrenching tragedies, we're diving into stories that'll make you think twice about bringing the wild into your home. First on the list we have Travis the chimpanzee, a tragic friendship. Where it happened: Stamford, Connecticut. Stamford is a quiet, affluent city in Fairfield County, known for its mix of suburban charm and urban sophistication. It's close to New York City, making it a popular spot for professionals and families. Most residents wouldn't expect a tragic story involving a chimpanzee to unfold here. But in 2009, that's exactly what happened. Sandra Harold, a resident of Stamford, raised Travis, her pet chimpanzee, as a family member. Travis wasn't just a pet. He was a local celebrity who appeared in TV commercials and was beloved by many in the community. However, on February 16, 2009, Travis suddenly attacked Sandra's friend, Charla Nash, leaving her permanently disfigured.
Where's your emergency?
Oh, this is Sandy. 231 Rock Crimin Road.
What's the problem?
Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please, hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up.
With a gun.
Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry.
Are you there with your friend? I need you to help your friend. Can you go help your
I
friend?
can't. He tried to attack me now.
Is he still there with your friend?
Yes.
Okay, so then back off. Then don't get any closer, okay? They're already on the way.
Please.
If the monkey moves away from your friend, let me know, okay? So we can try to help your friend.
No, I can't. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
He ripped her apart?
I think I'm gonna faint. I think I'm gonna pass out.
No, just breathe, okay? I'm gonna stay with you on the phone until they get there.
Listen to me. Please hurry. Please hurry. Oh my God. They gotta have their guns out.
How it ended. Police were forced to shoot Travis when he charged at officers. Charla survived the attack but underwent numerous surgeries, including a face transplant.
I'm here today to make sure that what happened to me never happens to anyone else ever again. In February 16, 2009, I was attacked and mauled by my boss's chimpanzee, Travis. He ripped off my face, my hands. They were able to salvage the thumb and sew it on sideways. Most of you don't know this, but I contracted a disease from Travis in my eyes, and the doctors had to remove them, and that's why I'm blind today. Travis was purchased in Missouri and brought back to Connecticut. Had this law been in effect, this would have never been as it is.
The incident shocked Stamford and led to a national conversation about the dangers of keeping wild animals as pets. Laws in Connecticut were updated to ban the private ownership of primates, ensuring tragedies like this wouldn't happen again. The deadly python attack in New Brunswick. Where it happened: Campbellton, New Brunswick, Canada. Campbellton is a small, picturesque town located along the Restigouche River in eastern Canada. Known for its scenic views and quiet, close-knit community, It's the kind of place where people feel safe leaving their doors unlocked. But in 2013, this peaceful town became the site of an unimaginable tragedy. Jean-Claude Savoie, who ran an exotic pet store, kept an African rock python in a poorly secured enclosure. Above the shop was an apartment where his son's two young friends, Noah and Connor Barth, stayed for a sleepover. The python escaped through a ventilation duct, entered the boys' bedroom, and tragically strangled them in their sleep.
Two young children are dead after a python escaped from an exotic pet store and strangled them. Let's join Global National's Crystal Gamansing now with the latest on that. Crystal?
Sophie, as you mentioned, this is a developing story, so we're waiting for more information to be released to get a true picture of exactly what happened here. But I can tell you, RCMP confirmed two young boys, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, were strangled by an African rock python. Now, this happened very early this morning in the community of Campbellton, New Brunswick. The snake was one of many creatures kept at Reptile Ocean. Apparently, at one time, it was a non-accredited zoo. It closed, but the owner hung on to many of the animals and opened an exotic pet store. The building was zoned mixed use, so the owner lived in the same building with all of these different animals. Now, Global News has spoken to Jean-Claude Savoie, and he says that the children were his friends' kids and that they were sleeping over.
They were sleeping in the living room, and the snake fell through the living room, through the ceiling.
He says he has no idea how the python got loose. He's had the snake for many years, but no one ever handled it.
It's a vicious snake. It's a crazy python, and I mean, it was never handled. We only handled it whenever we had to maintain it. We even had like a spare cage where we maintain it. We put it in there and we can do the cage, and then we put it back.
Savoie says he is in shock and devastated by the loss of the children. RCMP were able to capture the python, and it is now.
Two young children.
How it ended. Jean-Claude Savoie was charged with criminal negligence, but was acquitted in 2016, a decision that deeply upset the boys' families. The incident brought national attention to the risks of keeping exotic reptiles, leading to stricter regulations in Canada regarding large snake ownership.
On August 5th, Noah and Connor Barth were killed by an African rock python that escaped its enclosure. The brothers were sleeping over at a friend's house. 4 months later, the provincial government has passed the Liberals' motion to review the Fish and Wildlife Act.
If there's something we can leave behind for Noah and Connor is leave the politics aside and try to find the right compromise for us to move forward.
The opposition was asking for the review to be completed before the end of this sitting.
I want to make sure, though, that we move in a timely manner.
But Minister of Natural Resources Paul Robichaud says that isn't likely to happen. He says the government will be waiting for the RCMP and DNR investigations to be completed.
We will take seriously into consideration the recommendation, if there's any, by the RCMP and by my department.
Aside from the timeline, Robichaud says the government also expanded the list of people who will be consulted when the time comes to review the exotic wildlife rules. On that list is Canada's accredited zoos and aquariums. Executive Director Massimo Bergamini traveled from Ottawa to be in Fredericton for Thursday's debate. He met with the Premier to provide his suggestions on how to improve the province's regulations.
There needs to be public outreach as part of this, so people understand what exotic animals are all about, and better training for wildlife officers, for frontline people that are mandated to enforce the law.
Bergamini says he's happy to see both political parties on board with this motion, and he says not only is New Brunswick going in the right direction, but it's also setting the example for other provinces to follow. Melissa Oakley, CBC News, Fredericton.
The Zanesville Massacre. Where it happened. Zanesville, Ohio. Zanesville is a small city in Muskingum County, Ohio, known for its historic charm and scenic rivers. It's a quiet place where people wouldn't expect to see lions and tigers roaming freely. But on October 18, 2011, that's exactly what happened. Terry Thompson, a local man who owned over 50 exotic animals, released them all before taking his own life. Lions, tigers, bears, and other dangerous animals roamed the streets, creating panic among residents. Police, untrained to handle such a situation, were forced to shoot and kill 49 of the animals to protect the public.
Stop Terry Thompson from keeping nearly 60 exotic animals on his farm. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dwayne Pullman.
And I'm Ellie Merritt. The night he released those animals, then killed himself, set a course for change.
We have team coverage tonight on this, the anniversary of those dangerous and exotic animals being set loose. Let's start with Colleen Marshall and a look back. Colleen.
What a night that was. That night, Muskingum County Sheriff's deputies had to make tough choices. Before Terry Thompson killed himself, he released tigers, wolves, and bears, animals that could easily kill a person. The sheriff immediately put a call out for the media to tell people to stay inside as his deputies rushed to the farm.
It's complete chaos out there now. It's all snowballed into.
Thompson released 56 animals. 49 were killed that night in October of 2011. Among them, 18 tigers, 17 lions, 2 grizzly bears. 6 animals were taken alive to the Columbus Zoo. Lawmakers quickly responded to this frightening event, drafting legislation that Governor John Kasich signed into law in June 2012. The law went into effect that September. That law now requires exotic animal owners to register the animals with the Ohio Department of Agriculture. There are also very specific rules for caging the animals, all in an effort to keep people safe. Tonight, NBC4's Renee LaSalle is live at the Department of Agriculture in Reynoldsburg with reaction from one of the first people to respond to the calls for help that night 4 years ago. Renee?
Hey, Colleen, we're right across from that Reynoldsburg facility for the Ohio Department of Agriculture. It includes a 20,000 square foot temporary shelter for exotic and potentially dangerous wild animals in Ohio. Now, Sheriff Matt Lutz of Muskingum County says the law that created that 20,000 square foot shelter not only makes residents safer, it makes exotic animals safer too. It was yesterday.
You know, we didn't have any kind of law in place that would prohibit for somebody from doing that.
Terry Thompson released most of his 56 exotic animals ranging from lions, tigers, wolves, even bears, then took his own life.
We knew about this farm. We knew the types of animals that Terry had there. We didn't know the quantity at the time.
48 dangerous animals were put down that night, and the international outcry was instant. In the aftermath, Governor Kasich, lawmakers, and the newly formed Dangerous Wild Animal Commission drafted and passed the Dangerous Wild Animal Act. It requires special permits, housing requirements, even fines for dozens of potentially dangerous exotic animals, including big cats, primates, bears, and restricted snakes. Sheriff Lutz says the new law should keep another night like this one from happening again.
There's going to be folks out there that skirt the law, and they're going to have possession of wild animals without us knowing it. We're never going to end that. But I think today we are definitely in a much better place than we were back when this happened.
How it ended. The Zanesville massacre led to sweeping changes in Ohio's exotic animal laws, including stricter licensing and a ban on owning certain species. The tragedy remains a haunting reminder of the dangers posed by private ownership of wild animals. So here's the takeaway. Wild animals don't belong in our homes or backyards. These incidents, from quiet towns to bustling suburbs, show that no place is immune to the risks of exotic pet ownership. The best way to protect these amazing creatures is to let them thrive in their natural habitats. Got your own thoughts or stories? Drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious with Nosy Ostrich. Until next time, flockers.